came out of there. We just came out of there. Let me switch vehicles real quick. I just wanted to let everybody know that we survived the wolves den. All right, I got correct, a police officer. I have any and all documents related to this PPO, which you can see a lot of the stuff is just screenshots from my channel, stuff that I posted. First Amendment protected speech, simply just exposing anybody who set me up. Okay, that's my only intention, is to expose wrongdoers. But this paperwork, the narrative is twisted. The narrative never fails to be twisted when it comes to government officials. All right, so give me 1 second. Let me just switch vehicles, and we're gonna show the government what it's like to exercise full transparency, okay? Because that's what I do, and that's what they hate. That's why they hate me so much. Is because exposure sucks. I get that, and that's the main reason why you want to be on your best behavior on duty or off duty. I'm gonna say it again, just like I did to the lieutenant, just like I said to the lieutenant at Warren Police Department. Just like I said it to the lieutenant at Warren Police Department as he stood by while I was being disrespected by Officer Chapman. Hi, baby. I'm gonna follow you. Got my daughter with me today. All right. They want to say, in this paperwork, again, my only intent is exposure. But again, and let me put on the record, fucker, I should have grabbed my damn mount out of my truck. I should have grabbed my mount. This is horrible. This is horrible. This paperwork makes me out to be the problem. This is the result. Y'all bear with me. This is the result of not having a mount and carry with you at all times. All right, so I'm buckling up for the record. You know, I got my daughter in the car. I got my daughter in the car, the one I care about so much that I'm very careful with my actions to make sure I do nothing to affect her in a negative way. Ain't that right, baby? Ain't that right? Yeah, y'all come on in here. And let me also put on the record, because everything I'm saying or doing is being recorded and I am being tracked at all times. But I don't even care, because that just goes to my point. I'm so dangerous, but y'all got my pinpoint location everywhere I go. And I didn't even shut my location off or get a burner phone or do anything differently to try to hide my location. This paperwork, as y'all can read on the face of this video, they making me out to be the bad guy. We arrested Mr. Johnson in 2020. We arrested Mr. Johnson for creating a disturbance. They didn't put in there the real narrative. We arrested Mr. Johnson for exercising his First Amendment rights, and we conspired against him using 4 different officers and 2 innocent women who had nothing to do with Mr. Johnson or why he was on the sidewalk legally recording 4 officers in the course of duty. They didn't put the real narrative. They didn't put they put in there Mr. Johnson had 1 PPO already. They didn't put in here Mr. Johnson had 1 unconstitutional PPO put on him for exercising constitutional rights, not because he was a real threat or really harassing somebody by law. Mr. Johnson exposes us for wrongdoing, and we don't like that. So we retaliate against Mr. Johnson, the city of Warren as a whole, because the whole city is involved with trying to erase me. I did a speech at the city council before all this unfolded. And I told them, I said, don't let me be violated by any of your officers. I'm telling you now that I'm not here to cause problems within the city of Warren. I'm here to expose the problems in the city of Warren. So you never know. Maybe one day I run for mayor for the city of Warren. You never know. And that's why you got to be careful, man, how you treat people. You got to be careful how you treat people. You know what your parents told you when you was little. You always treat someone how you wish to be treated. Always. You see, I curse people out. I expose people. But does not the same thing happen to us when we commit a crime? All of our friends know about it. We put in a public database that anybody can access and request documents from. It's public. We blast it on the news for whatever we do wrong. My daughter, she right here in the back seat. She was in her mom's stomach when they snatched her out the car illegally. So if anybody should fear for their lives or feel harassed or feel threatened, it should be me. It should be my 1-year-old daughter. It should be her mom. All right? I should fear for my life. This is what we're dealing with, folks. I want to also put on the record that when I entered 16th District Court, all the way up until the time I left 16th District Court, I could read body language and I could feel energy, okay? And the energy reads exactly what was brought to my attention when I first walked through the door. Let's keep in mind, for the record, I have never been to, especially inside of 16th District Court out in Macomb County, Mount Clemens. I have never been there. I have never met any court guards or any court officials whatsoever. But as soon as I enter and I say, hey, I've never been here before, I'm looking to request all documents regarding this case. Where do I need to go? One of the male court officials, and I put this right hand to God, I put it on my daughter as well. He says, Are you Mr. Johnson? We've been waiting for you. Okay? I put that right hand. This is a court official, a court officer at the front door where you got to get scanned in. All right? And I quote, these are the two statements that he made. Are you Mr. Johnson? We've been waiting for you. Okay? So let's just keep that in mind throughout this illegal process. This is an abusive process. That's what it is. It's government officials using the government and its power to harass, threaten, erase, deter, whatever term you want to use. This is the government using the government to commit illegal acts against a free man who has committed no crime whatsoever. The paperwork states that I made an officer feel harassed and threatened so much that, and it's in the paperwork. Y'all can read it for yourself. I make all documents available to the public upon request. I'm going to show full transparency as to what's going on in the attacks made on me. I'm the victim here. All right? I'm the victim. And that's what they do to activists and anybody who trying to fight back against corruption or against wrongdoing on whatever level. This is the retaliation that people do not want to face. And so they hide and they act like cowards and they go to work and they go home and they tell people, hey man, this is what I hear all the time. Hey man, leave them alone. You're making yourself a target. You're already a target. The sooner you realize that, the better. You're already a target. So the question is, the only question now is, will you lay down? That's the only question. We in the position that we in today, and we dealing with the corruption that we dealing with today, because we do what all these people that's driving around me do. Look at them. They don't got a worry in the world. It's because they keeping their head down like a good sheep. They going to work and they going home. If they told to do something, whether it's lawful or unlawful, they will do it. They will not fight back. So again, if anybody wants any documents regarding retaliation or any caseload, whether it's Detroit, whether it's Roseville, whether it's Warren, whether it's Monroe, anything, if you need any documents, if you want to see how a motion was filed on my behalf, if you just want the contents of that motion because you're looking for different case law and different strategies on how to write things or whatever the case may be, send me an email. I'll send you over whatever you need. And let me also make this clear for the record. I don't think I have to, because the majority of my supporters, they already understand this. Is that we don't adhere at Uncovering America, yours truly. We don't respond with violence. Period. On any level. And we don't intend to commit any criminal acts whatsoever. Okay? And if I do commit any criminal acts, you won't see a 2-year-long extended trial. You'll see me taking a plea deal immediately and accepting responsibility for the crimes committed. That's what you'll see. I'll accept when I'm wrong. I'll accept that. That's what your local police department can't do. They can't say, hey, I'm wrong. I apologize for what we did to you. I apologize for any things that's still happening to you. I apologize for ruling that all of your complaints be not sustained. I apologize for removing your pregnant woman from the car while she was 6 months pregnant for no legal reason. Okay? They'll never say they are wrong. They're going to constantly twist the narrative. They're going to constantly apply pressure. And that's whether you fight back or not. So it's all up to you to decide. You just going to lay down? Or are you going to document what's being done to you on this this land we call America, the land of the free? All right. So now everybody in the 16th District Court, they know who I am. They know who I am. Because I quote, "We've been waiting for you." All right. Now, if you call that fair, constitutional, oh man, I don't know what we dealing with. My wife and I feel terrorized by, let's keep in mind for the record, this is a police officer. And if he really felt this way, I would be under the jail actually charged with a crime that they could prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Let's talk about the law. Okay? Let's talk about the law. My wife and I feel terrorized by Mr. Johnson as he attempted to friend request my wife using Facebook. I feel that I cannot leave my house with my children or leave them at school for fear he will attempt to find them. I have filed a complaint or report with Farmington Hills Police Department, report number 22-42674. Okay? I'll be sure to go request that as well. I'm gonna request any and all documents. As far as things that are posted on my channel, it's all legal. If I didn't make it public from the public, then it was already made public, and I shared it from one public platform to another public platform. Okay? I can share the president and his whole family on my channel. My family is somewhere on my channel or one of my social media sites. I'm sure of it. It's because we took those pictures and or video and we made them public. That's how the internet works. But what you will not find on my channel ever is any type of threat or support of violence. Okay? Exactly. The narrative is twisted, as always. All right? Frightened and harassed. Mr. Johnson has come to Warren Police Department multiple times attempting to find me while I was working and times when I was off duty. That's critical. I have not stalked any officer whatsoever. I don't get that personal. I don't get that specific in my work. I'm going to expose any and all persons involved. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. This is Warren Police Department, an attempt to try to ban me from the police department and the surrounding property. Warren Police Department is all over this. Their fingerprints is all over it. They live tracking me. Now, if you being live tracked, especially illegally, they know where you at all times. I have no problem with that. I'm not, again, I say it multiple times. I'm not out committing crimes. I used to commit crimes, but not no more. I used to steal cars, breaking houses, fight people, whatever it was. Yeah, that was long time ago. Now y'all dealing with the next best thing since Martin Luther King. All right, that's what they dealing with. And I can guarantee you, at some given point in time, if I'm not kidnapped again, because that's what it was, I was kidnapped. All right, my lady was requested to remove herself from the vehicle, or she would be removed by force. While my daughter, who's sitting right here, my daughter wasn't even born yet. She was 6 months in the womb. 6 months. So I should be frightened. I should feel harassed. I should be in fear. Okay? I got a caseload on every police department that I interacted with. They build the caseload. Just like they build a caseload on us, I'm going to build a caseload on them, and it's going to stick forever. Forever. I made that clear with the lieutenant. That's my goal. My goal is accomplished. All right, the exposure is there. The exposure is right here. So we're not going to be calling people heroes from now on. We ain't calling nobody no heroes. You ain't no hero. These guys, man, these cops out here, just like in every other state, they got on this cloak, right? They got on a cloak. They trying to pose as heroes, patriots, people who good with the community and the kids, who's caring, loving. We'll go through whatever measures to make sure you're safe. It's not the case, people. If you want the information, any information whatsoever, we exercising full transparency, man. Y'all stay tuned. I'll get back to these comments. We finna get on the road, man. Peace, love, and Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.